Hi guys, it's Katie. I'm going to do a little walkthrough of my garden. We're having a really late start on the garden this year. We're getting into it late, and also everything's just coming on late this year. It's just been this lingering cold that doesn't go away. It's actually really beautiful today, but it's been cold later into the year than usual. It was also pretty dry. This week it's rained quite a bit, but before that it wasn't raining like at all, hardly at all. So even the seeds that I did put in the garden weren't coming up, so things are just now starting to come up. Actually went back and looked at my April garden videos. I think this is like at least my 4th year in a row of filming the garden each month, so you can go back and look at those if you want. I went back and looked at my April one, and most of those I did them like the first week or like the second week. Today's the 26th of April, and things look farther behind today than they did in previous years earlier in the month. I would say we're at least 2, more like 3 or 4 weeks behind where we normally are this time of year. So anyway, that being said, things are just coming on, but I did want to get an April garden update up. Also, I have some kind of big projects I'm still doing in the back, so things are kind of tore up back there. But I put in some new beds and made a little garden bed for my daughter, but we have some mulching and some other big projects that we need to do. So things are in progress, which they're always in progress. But anyway, I'll take you out back and show you what's coming up. That stick is a fig tree. Hopefully it comes back. Our figs come back sometimes and sometimes they don't. So this is one. This stick is also a fig tree. Hopefully it comes back. But I mean, these ones are super duper small, but I just put them in last year and they were really tiny when I put them in. We have some other bigger ones too. This here is a hardy kiwi. I think this was put in just last year, and I can't exactly remember where my husband got it from. I don't know if a friend gave it to him. I think maybe a coworker gave it to him, but it vines, so he has this twine going up the side here. Hopefully it grows up. It's really green and looks nice, so that's encouraging to see that. That's probably the best growth we have on anything right now. Here are the grapes, and this is a big area where you can see how far behind everything is. These have just come on in the last few days. In other videos much earlier in April, you can see leaves already opening. So those are the 2 grapevines. Back there, there's some strawberries that he put in there. And then we'll come down here. So here's kind of the overview. I have 6 beds across now. And then we put in this new one. It's for my little one. Right now, she has some petunias in here that we just got. Actually got them at Lidl. And then here at each of these sticks, we put in beet seeds, so they're just starting to come up. Back there she has some radish seedlings. She has some onion sets. Oh, there's some radish seedlings coming up there, and I think poking up there is one of her onion sets. And then this is actually our Easter lily, so she planted it. Hopefully it'll come back. I think that's all she's put in here. Did you put other seeds in here? Just the radish and the beet seeds? Oh, we put carrot seeds too. I don't see them coming up. We put carrots in between the petunias. They haven't come up yet. This is collards that overwintered. Actually, here you can see I broke off where it started to bolt, and then it just sent up flowers, like 6-8 flowers. So yeah, I might try to save these just to juice them. But yeah, this isn't gonna last. And then what I did here, I did this last year too, is I put all around the perimeter, I put onion sets. And they're actually ones that I bought in the fall. I never put them in. But I think they'll be alright. And then these here are onion sets from last year that never got pulled up. And I don't think there's much of anything else in here. There's some self-seeded red Russian kale here. I had a couple, two years ago, there was a bunch of kale here that went to seed, and I just let it drop seed, and it's come back. But the problem is this bed the last 2 years has been really infested with whiteflies. But I do love this kale, so I think what I'm going to do is let it get a little bit more established, and then I'm going to transplant it out of this bed somewhere else and let this bed just not have any like kale or Swiss chard or anything like that that gets whiteflies. See if I can eradicate that. So that's that bed. Okay, so this bed, hi. I put some seeds in here. I don't see anything in yet. I'm kind of sort of doing sort of like a square foot gardening. I want to try it in this bed. I've never really read any square foot gardening books, but I've watched some videos about it on YouTube. So I didn't do these evenly. You can see these sticks That's 1 square foot square. Here's another one, and here's another one. You can see it's not even. And this isn't like the right kind of soil mix or anything like that, but I thought I would try it. So I put Swiss chard, cilantro, and I forget what I put over here. I'll figure it out once it comes up. I just want to see how densely I can grow in one of these raised beds. Because right now I kind of just like put things in how I want to as things come in. I just like throw seeds in places, and some stuff comes up as volunteers, and then I buy transplants at the nursery and I fit them all in. And you know, that works pretty well, and it's kind of a free and easy way of doing it, and that's kind of how I like to do my gardening. But I thought it'd be nice to see like really how much, if I really pack things in here 1 square foot at a time, how much I can get out of one of these beds. But like I said, I haven't seen anything come up. I just planted those last week. Put some seeds in here, and lots is coming up here. I put some kale over here, and I think these ones are the kale. So they're just coming up here. They look pretty similar to the radish when they first come up. But these are radish, you can tell, because they're red in the bottom, but they have these heart-shaped leaves, pretty similar to the kale. But these are all radishes, and some back there you can see are already putting on secondary leaves. These are looking nice already. And then on this end, I put lettuce. I planted this, I had like spring mix something packet, so I put it here, and then I found a few older packets of iceberg lettuce and black-seeded Simpson, so I planted that back there, but it hasn't come up yet. And then after I planted, it's a lot of airplanes today. After I planted the lettuce, I made this trellis, and my husband helped me put it up. So I'm gonna plant like my green beans and peas. So I don't know, I might still be able to put like sugar snap peas here, but this lettuce is gonna grow up pretty densely. That's how I like to grow my lettuce. So I don't know, I might just have to wait till this lettuce comes out and plant my green beans for the summer. But this is all bamboo that grows sort of invasively in the wooded area by our house. So we just go and take it. This is actually last year's bamboo harvest. This bed, I put some beets, this whole back end. So I have kind of two theories going. I have that bed where I'm doing 1 square foot of each thing, and then this one I wanted to do like a whole back end of beets because I'm hoping to maybe can them, so I want to get like a kind of a glut of them all at once. So this whole half of this whole bed is all beets. You can see the seedlings coming up. I planted these the same time as the ones in my daughter's bed, so they're about the same. And then here is all spinach. See little baby spinach. My husband's like, harvested, it's baby spinach, but let it get a little bit bigger than that. So this whole area is spinach. And then I could have sworn I put something here, but nothing's come up and I don't remember, so maybe nothing. This bed still needs some dirt. These two are new. They're actually, one is a replacement, and then the other one is the 6th bed. I had 2, and then I had 4, and now I have 6. So nothing in this bed. And then this bed I think I'm going to turn into a perennial bed. So this is garlic. I bought this hardneck garlic in the fall, and I never planted it. So I planted it in the spring, and it's taking off. It was already starting to sprout because I actually left it on my back porch. So it kind of had a head start. So I put the garlic in there. I'm probably going to put the rest of my onion sets in here. And then down here I put some asparagus crowns that I got. So usually with my raised beds, I don't put perennials in them because I want to be able to switch things out each year. But I think it'll be nice. I would love to have asparagus growing. My husband has some in his bed that he started, but not enough to even make 1 meal's worth usually. We get like 3 stalks a year. And then, you know, the more children I have, the less time I have to garden. So sometimes it's nice to just have things coming up on their own. So things self-seeding, kind of naturalizing. That's how a lot of my herbs are out front. Like my my annual herbs just kind of self-seed, like my parsley and my dill and stuff. And then the hardy ones just are there all the time. So I did find, see if I can find it again. Oh, some dill here. I haven't planted dill purposefully in probably 5 years, and every year we get some. So that is that. I also saw, let's see if I can find it again. I think it's over here. Some, I think they're tomatoes, volunteer tomatoes. Here. So that's everything in the raised beds. This is kind of the big project I need to mulch this really, really well. When we first mulched this, I laid down a little bit of newspaper, we didn't have a lot, and this is sort of a big area to mulch, so it took a lot of work and a lot of money to mulch it. So we didn't mulch it very thickly, and the weeds have just taken over. So you can see these like flowering weeds here. So what I did is I had this canvas, this green canvas and this brown canvas and these Amazon boxes. And this was all covered with mulch, but then the wind kind of blew this up and all the mulch came up off of it. So I need to remulch over this, but I'm using this canvas sort of like weed block. This is actually an old sheet, and then I have the canvas. The canvas is actually the tablecloth that I had at my wedding, so they're 10 years old. And then you can see I have some like floral sheets here. So all this old stuff in my cabinet I just pulled out and used as weed block, and it will biodegrade. You can already see how much it's been biodegrading just sitting here. But yeah, it looks kind of trashy right now, but hopefully soon we can get this remulched and have it look nice. So anyway, here's our apple tree. And I need to spray it with something to prevent the cedar rust. Got one little blossom that's going to come, and that seems to be about it. This two main pieces are dead, so that needs to be pruned off. Here's another fig. See if it comes back. All of the other figs in our neighborhood, like our other neighbors who have figs, they're just like this, just sticks right now, so not worried about that yet. This raspberry is going crazy. It greened up really fast, and it's coming up everywhere. You can see it's just, or maybe you can't see, it's just coming up little places everywhere. So we need to sort of get a handle on this. I want to get some kind of structure for it to grow on, and I need to be able to prune it back so it's not coming up just everywhere. It'll come up everywhere and just become brambles, which is nice if we can get lots of raspberries, but I don't want it to become unruly. And this down here also starting to look like brambles. This is all hops, and so you can see it's starting to send off viners, and it's gonna grow up this trellis. This started as two little ones, and I think one never actually made it. I'm probably making the worst shadows. I'm really bad at filming the garden. And then it's just kind of spread, and my husband actually dug some of this up to give to a friend. So that's lots of hops. Let's see, it's down here. Little Concord grape. It's kind of soggy down here. Concord grape just starting to have leaves. Lots of dandelions. This bed is mostly strawberries, and you'll see how patchy it is now, but in a couple months it should be all filled in with strawberries. And then there's a few garlics. My husband put garlic in last year, and then if you don't harvest it, or if you like lose it because it's underground, then it comes up again. So we'll see what that looks like when that's ready to be harvested. There's a lot of flowers on the strawberries. I'm not sure, I haven't seen any fruit yet, but lots of flowers, which is always encouraging. This is also a fig. And then here in my husband's garden, he put in some long beans, which are like really long green beans. I told him it was too early, so we'll see if they come up or if they'll wait till it's warmer. This is an asparagus. It looks like a regular asparagus, and then that top, that compact top, will open up, and that's what it looks like. And then you can see he's got some radish seeds. We got these black radish seeds from at the farmer's market. They were giving away seeds, and we chose a few different packets, so it'd be interesting to see what they look like. We got Morning Glory, and then I think he put some beets in too, but I'm not seeing, I think this is all Morning Glory. I'm not seeing any beets yet. Alright, I think that's everything. Show you the mint. I have a bed of spearmint, and I had a pot of peppermint, and I'm hoping the peppermint comes back. But the spearmint is just starting to come back. All of this dead stuff needs to be cleaned out. And this is the peppermint. I don't know. maybe or maybe not. And then over here, amongst the dandelions, I have rhubarb going to seed. You get these huge, like alien pods grow up into these huge stalks. You can see how big around that is. And then this here is horseradish. So I haven't dug this up ever. I planted it several years ago. But there's dandelions. Lovely dandelions. So yeah, we got some big projects to do. But we have all year to do them, I guess. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have a garden and film garden updates, leave me links down below to some of your videos. I'd love to see what you're growing. I'm in Virginia and we're zone 7. I can never remember if we're 7A or 7B. But we're zone 7, so I'd love to see your garden, especially if you are the same zone as me, because I'd like to see what you have in your garden. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will check you guys later.